Hello,
Hello.
explorers.
Hello.
Hello.
DM
Ahoy.
Dan.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. I'm DM Dan. Welcome
Are you?
To the end.
Welcome to the finale of Explorers of Elsewhere, Year 1.
I'm sad.
Oh boy.
That's right. Last
We-
time you ever see us.
That's it. Yes, everyone's
Ooh.
getting jettisoned into the void after this episode.
Dan's going to
We-
take us out back after this and just...
your duty has been served. No, we've made it. We've made it to the final episode. You've made it, loyal watcher and or listener.
Or delivery driver.
And or delivery driver. Oh, that's a callback, isn't it? Yeah. 20 episodes in the making. We are finally here. Who would like to get started?
Yes. Kill Atrach.
Yeah.
Save the day.
Let's
Do it.
go. The world has been broken and remade. Our civilizations are shattered, our people divided. Yet there are those who would rise up to bring a light to the all-encompassing darkness.
Hi, my name's Carl. I'm playing Sir Carmichael Comstock in Loravar Cavalier Fighter.
Hi, I'm Meg. I'm playing Dryadia, a keeper druid.
Hi, my name is Anton, and I play Frinka, a Wolfkin Scout Rogue.
Hi, I'm Lane. I'm playing Milia Ray Celeste, an Asavar Divine Soul Sorcerer.
My name's Tim, and I'm playing Galena, the Terran Sprite Alchemist Artificer.
And my name is Dan. I will be the Dungeon Master on this adventure. Whilst our world has been changed, we band together, hope bright in our hearts. We push forward to reclaim what was once ours, and we shall be known as the Explorers of Elsewhere. There are many words of wisdom that are wistfully shared, some more sensible than others. One popular saying comes from a Loravar philosopher. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Many in Elsewhere do their best to live by these words, savouring the moments and experiences that everyday life brings. The good, the bad, and everything in between, these memories form the fabric from which we are made. It is along this journey that we develop. We may learn answers to questions we had never thought to ask. We may overcome challenges which were once unheard of. We may appreciate beauty in companions who we never knew existed. We may even become a brand new person, only vaguely recognisable from our previous selves. But, despite all of this, all journeys must come to an end. And sometimes there will be conflicting opinions on how the final chapter should be written.
TPK.
And so, we find you in a long hall of dark blue stone, illuminated by the light of shifting crystals and a white vortex of light that stands in front of you. Silhouetted in the light of the vortex, the final vortex, is a female Loravar knight wearing armor very, very similar to Comstock's. Her hair is patchy. Her face is a mishmash of crystalline growths which have spread across her entire face. But the crystals move and are currently formed in a snarl as she looks at you all, and before her eyes finally fall on Comstock. And as you look back at your previous Sergeant-in-Arms, Carla, what do you say, Comstock?
Stand aside, Carla. It's over and you know it.
The night, you hear the sound of leather squeaking as she grips the handle of the greatsword she has dragging along the floor behind her. And her crystalline brows furrow. And Galena, like up close, you see the extent of the crystallization on this woman. You know how dangerous it is to have your hand crystallized, but to have the head crystallized. And upon, like, as you peer, you notice that the growth seems to be originating from her eyes outwards. The knight stands silently as she regards you before she hefts the greatsword up and resheathes it in the scabbard on her back. This isn't my fight anymore, she says, and begins to step past Galena and between the 8 of you.
Where are you going?
Carla doesn't particularly... she doesn't look to you to acknowledge your question, but under her breath she says, anywhere but here.
Carla.
As Carla kind of clears and begins heading down the steps past you, she stops as you call out to her.
Galena here is looking for a cure. And I have no doubt she will find one. If you are to leave, I only ask this of you. Go home. Make something of it all. Take up the mantle. Become the knight of the hill that I have not been able to become. Make it something for people to be proud of. For God's sake, lose the great sword and take up the sword and shield. You were always one of the best swordsmen I've ever known, but it's your greatest weakness.
Carla, her head drops, and with her back still to you, if you fail to succeed this day, there won't be a home to go back to. And she turns to you all, and her facial features have visibly softened. He has a new companion. Her name is Urixala. I can no longer justify being by his side whilst she is there.
Then fight with us against him?
This is no longer my fight. And she looks to the group of you and, good luck.
Just desperately turn to look at Comstock, say something.
Lady Marilyn,
Carla stops again.
you'll always be my friend. And I hope today that we do prevail. And I hope to one day hear of your great deeds. Do it for all of those who thought they were getting something and got nothing. Please. I told you once about hope. Have hope in us, and I will have hope in you finding your place in this world. Knight.
Carla slowly nods, and with a swish of the cloak, she carries on striding down the hall, past Victor. And you watch as she steps up to the pink vortex that you first entered in and vanishes. Nock and Bock look to one another and... Yeah, was she that lass that swung by the tower that one time? Made that big old... It was right there when, Alejandris was popping her nut off.
She was.
Oh.
Yes.
Nice lady.
A great swordsman. Arrogant as hell. But she was there when Hugerstadt needed her. She's the reason I'm still alive today, so I hope she took heed of my words. To just wander off and die would be a great waste of a great knight. At least one of us should have become one.
Davin looks to the group of you. He looks to the white vortex. Do you think it might be wise to take a quick breather? Just have a short rest or something?
Yeah, maybe.
You may take this opportunity to perform a short rest.
Hey.
Yes, I forgot short rest. I think. Do it. Select dice to roll. Yes, roll. That sucked.
It's fun watching all the health bars go up.
Oh, look at this. Yes, there we go.
Okay.
Nice.
Kid
Thank
finds
you.
a new toy.
Is everyone as tanked up as they can be?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm missing.
Add a hit
I'm missing
dice.
some. Hold on. One more. There we go. Nice.
Okay.
I came here to kill Dragon Scent and roll hit dice, and I'm all out of hit dice.
Hey.
Okay.
I have something to ask each of you.
Yeah.
I know it's asking a lot after everything that's happened, but we need to defeat him. But aim for incapacitation if you can beforehand.
Incapacitation.
Basically, stop him, but don't kill him.
Like shoot him in the leg, you know?
Hands and jaw. Remove his ability to cast magic.
Remove his jaw. Okay.
Ideally, so he can talk afterwards. Remember our gusto? We talk about gusto. I need
Yes.
you to be down here for it.
Add
But
more
I
gusto.
know it's a lot to ask, but we
Why
are
do you want
not...
to keep him alive?
I don't necessarily need to keep him alive for long, but fundamentally, I don't want us to just become monsters. We're not executioners.
We've killed a lot of people getting here, Comstock.
We...
Some of them just tried to rob us. That's a lot less worse.
More to the point of what I'm trying to make is only one of us should really decide his fate. And he looks to Dryadia.
Oh.
Sorry, Kalina, but it's true. Only one of us has been truly wronged by this man. And I don't want any of us to take away... Dryadia, I don't want us to take away your chance at finding closure here. I feel if anyone is to decide his fate, it should be you.
Comstock, that means a lot.
You don't have to
I don't
decide
know.
now.
No,
Yeah, we can torture him for a bit, you know?
All I'll say
Just
is
here.
that,
Joking.
Here,
Joking.
please.
No, I'm joking.
I appreciate there's not been much laughs to be had in the last leg of this journey, so I appreciate the jokes. I really do. I don't know. I think it depends what we see when we get in there. If he's too far gone,
he is.
it's not like, like Victor. Victor still had a chance. I don't know if Atrach does.
Just if we're not sure, he's one of the most dangerous people
I agree.
out there. If we let him live, we have to know he's not going to lead another army or start another ritual or do any of the other things he's spent his life doing that end up with hundreds or thousands of people dead.
I
I
agree.
agree. But it's... personally, I feel it's Dryadia's decision. If anyone disagrees with me, now would be the time to say.
Well, if he runs away, we shoot him.
If he dies during combat, he dies during combat. All I'm saying is his fate shouldn't be decided by us. It should be decided by Dryadia.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay. Davin, Nock and Bock nod in agreement. And the Lorivar looks to the white vortex. Well, his eyes look up to the statue of a Khan that looms behind it before he refocuses on the vortex. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath and... Shall we?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
About 70% sure it'll get us to the right place, I think, so
Wait, what?
let's go.
You feel the world fall out from under your feet before immediately replacing itself with new solid ground. And you find yourself in a 20-foot wide corridor that stretches on some distance before opening up in what appears to be a large circular antechamber. The crystalline floor glows alongside, like mixing with the light of a number of runes inscribed on the floor. But the room is dominated by a huge chunk of mana crystal that juts from the center of the room. You see the silhouette of Atrach stood in front of the crystal. And suspended within the crystal, you can just about make out a figure. A Majani woman in plain funerary robes. Her porcelain white skin shifts in colour as multiple hues move within the crystal. And as you begin your approach up the corridor, with an echoey, booming voice, you hear, "And so, it has come to this." And Atrach slowly turns to regard you. "Truthfully, I have dreaded this moment. I had hoped we would arrive at a different conclusion, but it would seem that I am sadly mistaken. It isn't too late. Once again, I ask you to leave me be and bring back my beloved." And as he says that, he places his clawed hand against the mana crystal, which glows ever so more brightly under his palm.
Dryadia steps forward.
Sure.
You'll get guidance as you do.
Boy.
Dryadia, you stride forward, and like the floor underneath you is illuminated by the runic circle inscribed on the ground, and you can see that this huge crystal, some 40 odd feet in width, 40 foot in width, dominates the room. The ceiling is almost imperceptible with its height, and you can see that either side of you a fragmented, like a segmented ring of crystalline floor, very similar to the crystal floor you saw in the library once upon a time. Gives the room this cold, eerie kind of blue glow. And looking around, you can see 4 statues of draconic figures, seemingly watching over the whatever ritual this is. Give me a perception check.
Oh, a perception check. I can do that. Pew.
And a +4.
Way.
Plus D4.
Oh.
And a D4.
Plus
D4.
D4. Plus what? That's a 20.
A 20. So, as you approach, obviously Atrach is kind of stood immediately in front of you, some 25 feet away. But you hear this sort of like low, quiet, almost chittering. And your eyes, like through the prism of the large mana crystal that presumably this is Mavania, is encased in, you notice some shapes behind it, and you recognize them on a 20 to be the 3 Tamari. One of them perched on the one of the draconic statues, 2 sort of like hovering low to the ground behind the crystal. You notice that the Tamari are flanking like a woman of some description, and as you peer closer, it looks remarkably like Milia.
Not pointing any fingers. Looks a bit like Milia. Don't know what kind of dog shit you got going, Milia, but Lane.
Long lost twin, evil doppelganger.
Sure,
Your
yeah.
mom.
And your attention snaps back to Atrach. The dragon scent kind of straightens his back and stands slightly taller, and this is unexpected. I wish to apologize for
snapping my neck.
previous events. Yes,
Right.
it was not the intended course that I wished to take.
And what about my bear?
That too was regrettable.
Seems you're a man who doesn't mind an awful lot of regrettable things happening to get what you want.
I think I could almost forgive you for my life. But not that. Not that creature. Not my bear. Not the daughter of the forest. And I can't forgive you for the forest and what you've been doing to it, Atrach. I do not accept your apology.
Then it would seem that we are at an impasse.
When you've killed us, and you're surrounded by our corpses, and you have sucked this world, this country dry of life, and you found yourself surrounded by death and demons, and then the sweet girl who fell in love with a poor boy, couldn't support himself. What's she going to think when she wakes up and finds out what you've done? Sees what you've become.
She's going to be thankful for everything that I've done for her.
How can you love someone so much and know them so little?
Nobody wants to be the king of ashes, Atrach. You're about to make her the queen of it.
If that is true, that will be the result of yet another regrettable action. Except this time, I'll have her love to support me. And as he says that, his eyes blaze with a bright emerald green flame. And his back starts to arch, and something's happening within him.
Oh, heck.
Oh, delightful.
I was chosen by a Khan. I was blessed by a Khan, and nothing you can do will stop me. And as his voice becomes more and more monstrous, two large flaming wings sprout from the dragon sense back as he begins to rise off the ground, and the flames begin to lick down his arms until they envelop his claws. And as he opens his palms up, the claws elongate, and he begins hovering off the ground. I've tried many times to give you an alternative option, but you've left me no choice. He rasps. Everyone, roll me initiative.
Yes!
Dum, dum, dum.
Here we go.
Oh, he's gone full Resident Evil boss.
Come on, yes, Franco!
Oh, those wonderful initiative rolls that I've been rolling all season. Oh boy. I love going last.
Means you can assess the state of the battle, you know.
Dan, question: are we inspired for this battle by any chance?
That's a very good question.
We're inspired by Addie's bravery, by Comstock's rousing speeches.
As Atrach begins hovering over the ground, and the crystal behind him reflects the sickly green glow coming off his flaming wings, you know in this moment that what you do here will ripple, your actions here will ripple through the fabric of history. You all gain an inspiration.
Ah, way!
Oh, isn't that
Yay.
nice?
I believe that worked.
Yeah.
Dan, do I level up?
No.
Ain't
Milia,
worth a try.
as Atrach lifts off the ground, he is approximately 10 feet up. What do you do?
You're not the only one chosen. And my hands light up, and I'm going to throw a flare at him immediately.
Okay, roll to hit.
23.
That is a hit.
10 fire damage.
10 fire damage. So, as you hurl the flare at him, as he looks at it, and as it, he watches it approach, and it slams him in the chest, and he roars as he rocks from the blow. But you notice he as he doubles over and he's brought his hands round to his chest, he then and looks up to you. Oh, please, Milia, you don't even know who you're fighting for. Please make me a DC 15 Constitution save. As he pulls the flare from his chest and fires it back, and this time it's tinged with the green flame.
20.
Okay.
I got con.
You take half of 21, so you take 10 necrotic damage back.
Yep.
Uh,
I'm fighting for everyone out there that's not you.
Okay. Any movement?
Back.
Frinka.
My turn. Okay. Question, dear Dan. If I move behind Milia, see where that little arch thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess behind Davin. With that, could I hide or have cover there?
So these
Davin
are more
is
like
cover.
these are more reliefs. You looking around, you think that the main cover will be the draconic statues off to the sides.
Well, damn. Okay, I'm gonna shoot Atrach first.
Okay.
Actions. With Victor's rifle!
Oh.
Hey.
So
okay, let's see how this works.
You bring it up and you you think it's cheating because you notice that there's a sight at the end of the barrel. Don't even have to aim it.
Yep. 16 to hit.
That is a hit.
Wait, damage. I have no advantage whatsoever. There's no one next to him, so I don't have sneak attack.
Okay.
Unless can I retroactively say I'm steady aiming?
If you're not moving.
Do I want to move? All right, let's say I'm not moving. So wait, that mean I'd have advantage? Can I reroll the attack?
Yeah, sure.
Right, same damage. Okay, plus 3d6 and 23 points of damage.
Okay, and as you fire Victor's rifle, Atrach like rocks back heavily as you plant a slug right through his shoulder.
Hey, not bad. That's my turn.
And as you do that, and you notice that the blood that's like spurts out of Atrach's wound is tinged with green flame, he turns and looks at you, and insolent whelps, he bellows, and in response, he
bad.
Oh boy.
mote of as he rocks, and he reaches back with this flaming hand, and he almost like scoops up some of the blood as it like lingers in the air, and it ignites, and he hurls it back at you. Frinka.
This be considered a spell by any chance?
It is not.
Fuck.
Frinka, Knockenbach, Milia, and Davin all need to make dexterity saves.
I don't like it.
Oh, Davin, come on, man.
21.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, I know one.
No, no.
So those who fail
roll that.
take
Then
20.
I'm going to inspire myself to re-roll it.
Okay.
Save.
Okay. So Davin takes 26 damage as this explosion boom, smacks him against the wall, all but knocks him out cold. Knockenbach are fine. Milia and Frinka are fine. So you all take
13.
13 fire and necrotic damage.
Lovely.
Comstock.
Oh, Stormbear, if you're listening, bless me. 5, 10, 15, 20. Comstock's going to activate his boots and leap into the air.
Okay.
He's going to leap up as high as he can go, come down on Atrach, and try to restrain him. Basically, rocket up and grab him midair.
Okay. So in which case, roll a contested athletics.
Stormbear, bless me! 25.
Okay. So Atrach watches you come up, and as he he brings his hands up to intercept you, but the sheer weight and velocity of you knocks you both crashing to the ground. So he slams to the ground and takes 4 damage.
Can I still attack him while he's restrained, or am I having to use? Because it looks like I have one hand free, isn't it?
Yes. So which hand are you? What have you stowed? Your shield or your sword?
I'm gonna say for the moment, stowed the shield.
Okay. So you run, and so you've tackled him, which is your attack action. But
Yep.
you're now grappling him.
Perfectly fine. So in that case, I wish to action surge.
Yes.
Hey, let's go.
And then hit him once.
Yes.
Pummel a little bastard in the face. That is a miss, I imagine.
This is a miss.
And then
11.
pummel him again for a 19.
Okay. So in which case, as you grab him and you bring your sword up, you swing the sword once, and he kind of brings one arm up to deflect you, but you're able to kind of roll with it, and then you run him through with the sword.
7 damage. I will also, when I hit creature, I deal slashing damage. I can remove the slashing, so I remove his speed by 10 feet, which is a free action. And I will also, as my bonus action, because I haven't taken one yet, wavering mark him.
Okay.
So he gets, if he tries to attack anyone else, I can attack him.
Sure.
So it's been a while since I used this one, so I'm trying to remember what it does. Haha.
Okay, very, very, very good. And as you're sort of like grappling him, he looks to you and ever the valiant knight. He kind of mocks you slightly as he presses a hand to the wound, and you hear a hissing as he cauterizes the blade wound.
Other knight, just a man with a mission.
Knockenbach rush over to Davin. The goblin with the sledgehammer is just like slapping his brother, putting the green flames out, and they rush over to Davin, and they look to Frinka and Milia, and whose idea was it to bring us in here? Because Davin's just like he's scorched, he's banged his head, he's heavily bleeding.
One of you shoot this man!
You volunteered.
The goblin with the slingshot, right, and kind of steps forward, pulls back the slingshot, and then stops and peers for a moment. And is there something happening on the other side of that crystal? He shouts. Miller, have you got a twin?
No.
What's she doing?
I'm
And everyone, roll me a perception check.
Wait.
10.
25.
17.
Okay. Frinka and Comstock, you notice that this Milia-looking individual is stood on the other side of the crystal, like her features distorted by the mana crystal's prism-like features. But you notice in this point that she appears to be stood next to another chunk of mana crystal. And you notice that there appears to be someone or something in there as well.
Ooh.
It's a thing.
Oh, look at this little weirdo.
What was that?
And it dawns on you that Urugzala is currently in charge of looking after Coroloro. And there appears to be a siphon of energy from Coroloro to the mana crystal.
Has that been drawn by who I think it is?
The Coroloro art, courtesy of NJ Adams, our very own Nate. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nate. It's amazing.
Very well done, Nate. That's
Wow.
amazing.
Very, very, very
Nice
amazing.
button, Nate.
Amazing.
So, yes, Urugzala appears to be performing some sort of ritual on Coroloro into the mana crystal.
Oh, we're not having that.
So Nock sort of like shouts this, and yeah, twang, bong.
They
Okay.
get advantage. He's restrained.
No, he's grappled.
He grappled.
He's grappled.
Oh, he's grappled. Sorry, my bad.
And they, Frinka, you watch as this goblin. You're pretty sure it's Bok. Like pulls back the slingshot, and sort of like you've never seen a more determined and focused look on this little goblin's face before. And as he, and like you hear the string stretching and stretching as he's pulled it back further than he's ever pulled it, and he fires the stone, and it and lands just past Addy.
I don't know why you use that. You should really get a gun or something.
I would if there was one spare, Frinka, he says, looking at you accusingly.
Finders keepers.
Okay. As this happens, like as as Bok argues with you, Frinka, Milia, and Nock, presumably, your attention is caught by a flash of white light from behind you.
No,
Victor
joins the fray. We can't be in a pincer.
And from the vortex, an
Oh, here she is.
orange-robed Majani strides through, her eyes bloodshot. And as she looks, she sees you in front of her, and "Where is he?" she says. And as she looks up over Knockenbot's heads, she sees this green flaming winged dragon scent tussling with Comstock in the shadow, like in the light of this mana crystal. And she snarls as she got you, and she casts fly on herself to enter the initiative. 20 foot up, Haladradis has joined the fight. Atrach looks to you, Comstock, and you're tussling with him. You've got him on one hand, you've got your sword in the other. The shield, have you dropped it or stowed it?
No, I imagine it's just onto his back.
Okay. And as you wrestle with him, he looks to you and...
I gave you so many chances, not even to join me, just to leave me be. But every time, you rejected my suggestions.
Comstock.
Counterspell.
Okay. Okay. So as Comstock, you feel Atrach's words beginning to seep into your mind, and as it begins to take hold, Millie, what does your counterspell look like?
As he's sort of speaking these like suggestive words, it's just a flash of light in his face that kind of forces him to instinctively like and like stop what he's doing.
Okay.
Nice.
And you just see Milia with like, you know, when in winter when like sweat's dissolving and it's coming up in that really fine mist, just with that light from her hand going, no, you don't get to do this.
Okay. In which case, as he sort of like reels slightly and blinks as you counterspell his suggestion, he sort of like pulls back away from you as far as he can, Comstock, and
Urzala, aid me!
Yay.
and you hear a flap of leathery wings as the Tamari and Urugzala join the fight. The first Tamari, actually, goes straight away and swoops directly for you. The second swoops this way. The third swoops up and over the crystal, so 20 feet up. So it's over the crystal currently. And the one on the left-hand side dashes to intercept Frinker and Co.
I'll take my reaction.
Yep, go for it. The one on the right side swoops in to intercept Galena and Dryadia. And the third, peering down at you, Comstock, lets out a screech and... Please make me a wisdom save.
21.
Okay. And you feel another wave of magic as this Tamari tries to hold person on you, but you manage to resist that as well. Cool. Davin. What's happening? He says. And he looks around and... Dryadia, look out! He shouts. And Dryadia may take an attack action.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I'll give him a whack with the staff.
The Shalaga.
The Shalaga. Well, no, because I haven't cast Shillelagh on it yet, so I think it'll just be a little poke. For a 19.
That's a hit. So as this more like winged serpent thing swoops in towards you, howling as it comes, you boom, like stab at it with the spear.
And that's 7.
Okay. Davin then, help, and sort of like just kind of hides behind Knock and Bock because he's just that battered. Urugzala just kind of watches from afar and does a thing.
Cool.
As she does, you notice that the crystal in the center of the room begins like there's a pulse of light from it, like someone's seemingly like speeding the whole thing up. And Frinker, you notice 3 motes, like 3 motes of light materialize nearby, and they grow and grow and grow until they start projecting like shifting hues of light, very similar to the crystals. Galena, as you look around, you immediately well, actually, roll me an Arcana.
Take 13.
Okay. You immediately recognize that these are, this is mana. This is such highly concentrated mana that you can see it.
Oh, that's bad.
But for it to be so concentrated would also mean it is highly volatile. with an extremely short half-life.
Move!
Galena, what do you do?
I will yell move,
Mhm.
and I will try and channel a little of this burgeoning arcane power through my fingies, my crystal fingies. And I would like to cast Bane
Okay.
on 2 of them, flying wiggly whatever's, and on Atrach.
Okay. So the ones tangling with you and Knockenbock?
Yes, please. Charisma 15.
Charisma 15. So the one with Knockenbock rolls a 7. The one with you and Dryadia rolls a 13. And Atrach rolls a 18.
Ooh.
Oh!
Ooh.
So the 2 Tamari near you are now baned.
Right, get baned. I am now going to
Get
run
baned.
away, I think.
Okay.
Seems sensible to me. So let's go. 1, 2, 3.
As you do, the Tamari lashes out at you. But like goes to lash at you, but Dryadia manages to kind of wrench it back with her spear as she pulls the spear free of its torso.
Thanks, Eddie!
Anything else, Galena?
No, that's me. That's me good.
Dryadia. So you currently have like this Tamari's just kind of swiped at Galena. You've managed to like pull it out the way so it can't quite reach out, and then it turns you and as its maw opens up this like this infinite blackness between its teeth, and this like seemingly like tongue-like tentacle like whips out at you.
Okay. So I know I didn't roll very high on the perception check, but do you think, with my previous knowledge of knowing that Coroloro is trapped in crystal, that there's a reasonable assumption that Coroloro is on the other side of this room? To
At this
Addy.
point, you can now feel the presence of Corolaro. Yes.
Okay, right. That is 100% what I'm focused on, and not this weird snaky thing. I'm gonna shout to Galena and say, "We need to get to Coroloro right now. Can you help me?"
On it!
Okay, and in that case, I'm gonna wild shape into an elk.
Okay. Wild shape.
And then essentially, I'm going to try and get as far over to the other side of the room as possible, but picking up Galena on the way. I don't know whether I can pick up Galena with a bonus action if you're feeling quite nice, or...
Tell you what, Dryadia, as you head over, Galena, give me an acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
As you have to time this.
10?
That's fine. So,
Yeah.
so Addy, Dryadia, as you come along, you lower your head, Galena, you and manage to kind of jump and grab enough fur to get dragged along and eventually scramble back up.
Yeah, on a 10 I probably miss a bit, but one of the antlers hooks into my robes and I'm just oh!
Okay.
Just dangling off the front.
And yeah, just going to use all of the movement I can to get as far up, as close to it as I can. I can't remember how much movement have I taken. I've got 50, that's why I went for elk.
Okay. And Galena gets carried along with you. Okay, anything else?
No, I think it's wild shapes in action, isn't it? So I'm out of actions, nothing else.
Okay. In which case, Milia, this mote of coruscating light is immediately in your face, and you can feel this light seemingly makes your skin tingle and like it's being stabbed with a 1,000 tiny needles. You know that it's a bad idea to be stood here.
Yep. Knockbock, Kevin, get out of this, whatever this is. I'm gonna move here.
Mm-hmm.
And bonus action, I'm going to flexible cast. So I'm going to generate a second level spell slot by paying 3 sorcery points.
Okay.
And I'm gonna guiding bolt the Tamari in the coruscating manner.
The one immediately in front of you.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to use that shiny little inspiration we just got to re-roll that. 18.
Is a hit.
13 radiant damage.
Okay. 13. And the Tamari, as it gets rocked by your radiant attack, let me put a targeted on it for the advantage. As it rocks back, anything else?
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Next up is Frinka. You are currently on the edge of one of the within the aura of the unstable manor.
I can see Atrach, right?
You can. He's currently kind of wrestling with Comstock.
You do have advantage on the Tamari.
All right. Yes, let's hit it Tamari.
Okay.
Good idea, call. Okay.
Roll with
Attack.
advantage.
I also want to
Avantage.
move out of the mana bomb.
20 to hit.
20 to hit is a hit.
Oh, that was advantage. Yeah, 13 and 7. Okay. Damage. Plus 3d6. Let's go. Normal. 17 points of damage.
Okay.
Low rolls.
So you, and as you fire another arcane shot, it rips through the Tamari. I mean, it screeches as it punches a hole clean through it. Like you've been told about what these kind of creatures are, so you're kind of surprised that this weapon seems as effective as it is against them. Anything else?
Frinka will move out the way.
Okie
And
dokie.
Frinka will bonus action hide.
Okay,
I don't know against Sue, but there's some hiding.
sure. Roll me the hide check.
Yeah.
25. Okay, sure. Frinka just vanishes for pretty much everyone on the other side of that statue. Okay, very, very good.
Competent.
DM Dan.
PC Carl.
So Atrach is currently grappled.
Yes,
To move someone when grappled, it's only half movement, right?
correct.
Fantastic. And to unstow an item, is that free or a particular?
You can like swap a piece of gear for free. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So, Comstock sort of looks back. He's grappling with the track. Looks back at this crackling ball of energy. And is like, Comstock's going to basically drag, so 5, 10, a track with him,
Yes.
and then pull a track into this, or at least push him into the orb. And as he sort of is released, pulls his shield up to ready for the explosion. But fundamentally, I want to throw Atrach face first into the bomb,
Okay.
and then pull my shield out for whatever explosion may follow.
Okay.
Oh.
Very, very good. Very good.
But I imagine
embarrassing
Mr. Dragon
for Atrach.
has him and just keeps him over
So,
into the bomb.
Atrach will just get dragged. Okay. Sure. In which case, you pull him in. As you pull him along, he looks to you. He looks a bit confused as you head towards the unstable manor. Like he's looking at it. You know it's dangerous. You've just seen everyone scarper away from them, and he doesn't seem to kind of realize what's happening until like you're almost on it. Anything else?
So that's just movement, isn't it?
Yes.
I haven't even taken an attack yet.
Correct.
So these things, are they actually sort of physical objects?
They're just like motes of light fundamentally. So you're in the eye of the ball of light.
And if I hit it, would that make it explode?
You're not. Roll me an Arcana.
That thing that Comstock knows really well.
Yeah, like 12.
Fighter. Roll Arcana.
Probably not.
Okay, so
You feel like the intense amount of magic within this place is what's making it unstable.
in that case, I will take full defense. Defense action, basically.
The
Dodge action.
Dodge. Okay.
Dodge action. I'm in the wrong edition, aren't I? Yeah, dodge action, so disadvantage on all checks against me.
Okay.
Attack rolls.
Next up then, Knockenbach. Oh bloody hell! Oh no! Oh help!
How?
Help! So Knockenbach, sort of like dragging Davin along, but that's and the one with the sledgehammer turns around and piss off, you weird snake thing! And he
Oh my god.
on her.
Whose idea was it to bring them with us?
They volunteered.
Look, they can take some hits.
Yeah, they make great
True.
fodder, I guess.
Yeah.
What we need them for.
Comstock, you hear a voice shout out, Atrach! And you see a blur of orange swoop into the room as Haladradis flies in 20 foot up in the air.
Yeah, that's par for the course.
She looks down at you, tussling with Atrach, and she bellows, Release him! He's mine!
Hadley, as he pushes him, pulls his shield out and prepares for the explosion, like,
Okay. And Haladradis,
Bro.
oh,
a
bitch.
mote of fire appears in her hand as she flings it down directly on Atrach.
Could have aimed back a bit.
It has to be directly on him. Please roll me a dexterity 14 dex save, Comstock.
So
You have
I
advantage
can,
because you took dodge.
and I also get a +2 for my shield. 19.
Okay, so Comstock rolls a 19. Atrach, like held in the spot, doesn't really know what's happening. Rolls a 7. But as he looks up, he snarls, his eyes blaze brighter as he channels his inner will. He rolls a 9 to take him up to 16, and he grabs some of the fireball and wrestles with it before sort of like crushing it, and it explodes in his hands. Comstock and Atrach both take.
I take 0 because I
Okay.
use my action to basically pull the shield up and it just pushes the flames aside.
In which case, Atrach
Dang.
takes 15 fire damage as he kind of compresses this fireball as best he can. And he sort of like staggers back a few, like Comstock, you're pushed back a few feet by the explosion as the flames fan around the sides of your shield, and like your sides are slightly scorched, but otherwise you have no, you've taken no real damage. And as Atrach sort of like stumbles a little bit and stands up,
Is that the best you've got?
and Galena, as you look over your shoulder at the sounds of the large explosions, as the mote of arcane magic detonates from Haladradis' fireball, the unstable mana also detonates.
Oh, boy.
No. Ooh, would that Tamari have been hit as well?
Yep.
So the Tamari at the bottom takes 23 force damage.
Yikes.
Yeet.
The Tamari between Knockenbock and Comstock takes 21 force damage, and Comstock and Atrach will take 16.
But
Atrach, buffeted by 2 explosions, stands up. He's scorched, he's scarred, and he looks over his shoulder and once again yells out to Urugzala
Aid me!
as he kind of stumbles. He disengages because you're no longer grappling if you had to, because you had to get your shield out.
Yep.
And
Kind of the idea.
he soars directly up 30 feet, borne aloft on his wings, to begin a aerial battle with Haladradis.
Dang.
The Tamari that's closest to you, Milia, like wobbles for a moment, and as it kind of pulls its claw arms back that it was using to shield itself from the arcane explosion, it then turns and looks at you, and remembering a face, it descends upon you.
Bad.
Let us roll a claw. 21 to hit
Hits.
Ooh.
for 7 damage.
Okay.
That's not bad. I think there's like 3 of those though.
And as it grabs you, the maw opens up, and 19 to hit.
Shield.
Okay.
Way.
So it begins to, like, the teeth move out in an octopus circle as it attempts to latch on you, and you bring your shield up to stop it, putting a barrier between you
Okay.
and it.
Oh, and that plural as well. It's got rain on.
Oh, that's a good call. So,
Good spot.
19. So, would you have shielded both?
Yep.
Okay, in which case you can gain your
Yay!
7 hit points back.
Yeah.
Hey. Bane OP.
There's no like cowering anymore. The shield is like there's like sort of a to brace the impact, but it's not like as I was back in the forest. There's no cowering. It's a
Okay. In which case, so one of them swoops down to intercept the elk, and let's go with a snare. Dryadia, please make me a DC 11 strength save.
Oh, and that's on elk terms, isn't it?
yeah.
There you go.
Stat,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so strong.
Elk
That's
stat.
pretty hench though, yeah.
That's
Okay.
a 13.
So these tendrils kind of reach up from the ground as the Tamari tries to like lock you down, but you're able, with your size and your speed, you're able to just break straight through them. The other flies up behind Comstock.
Disadvantage if it's attacking.
I mean,
And Bane!
it kind of is.
That dodge is doing a lot of work.
It is. I love dodge.
DC 11 wisdom save, please.
20.
Nice.
Whoa.
That was
you
good.
I'm stuck the wise.
You shirk off the hold person as well, as the Tamari kind of floats behind you, and as you resist it, it kind of gets blown back slightly, its wings flapping to compensate, and it just screeches at you. Davin looks around and trying to figure out what's happening. There's lots of explosions happening around Comstock, so he's going to leave that be. He's going
Average
to...
A.
He actually, like, staggers forward, sees you tussling with Atrach, and he shouts out to you, Comstock, keep going, friend! So you gain 3 temporary hit points.
Thank you!
You're welcome! He shouts out.
He did a thing. Yep.
Urugzala, watching all of this from behind the crystal, she smiles and moves round the side of the crystal, spying Atrach in crisis. And Comstock, you hear a beguiling whisper begin to creep into your mind.
Yeah.
Roll me a wisdom save.
I will use my inspiration on that one, I think.
Yeah.
Because I have not used one for a very long time, and the one we got at the start was wasted. 17.
Okay. You hear whispers of power, of temptation in your mind from a voice that sounds unusually like Milia's. There's a few moments when you falter and you can't, and you turn around and you notice that Milia stood in the entry hallway. And looking back, you see that there's this imposter Milia looking at you from across the way. And realizing what's happening, you shake your head and you resist her whispers.
I'm sorry. I've already decided to give up that life, but thank you anyway.
She tilts her head as you resist her, and kind of gives a little scoff of a laugh. At the end of her turn, Atrach will use his Hellfire ability once again. Who's causing him the most grief? Realistically, it's Comstock.
It's Comstock this way.
I think it's Davin. really.
It's
Davin's
Comstock.
the main antagonist here.
In which case, Atrach takes a few steps back and a mote of fire appears in his hand as he places it on your chest, and Comstock, roll me a dex save.
Advantage is still 17.
17. You take half of 23, so 11 fire and necrotic damage.
So as he swooped down to be at my level.
The Hellfire is thrown.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh yeah, at some point, yeah, sorry, he's 30 foot up, so yeah, he carpet bombs you.
Yeah, I
from
just
above.
wanted to make sure.
Galena.
Right. So, do I, by any chance, have any idea whether my best chance of disabling this ritual is by going for the crystal, where our sweet boy Coroloro is, or by finding Rexala and kicking her head in?
Sounds like an arcana to me.
It does. Interesting. 13.
13. Even for you, this is a question that you're struggling to answer because there's just so much happening. So from this point, like on Dryadia's back, you can see that there's this kind of pulsating beam of energy going from this crystal that's got this small-ish, like woodland-like creature. You can see from this at this angle, it's got antlers. It looks a bit deer, fox-like. You can see that there's this mana being siphoned from what you presume to be Coroloro, and you're realizing that you're seeing a world spirit made manifest in front, like a physical manifestation of a world spirit in front of you. But like between Coroloro, between this large chunk of crystal with presumably Mavania in the middle of it, Urixala is somewhere, you can just about make out like her distorted silhouette on the other side of the crystal. Like all of it needs to stop.
Yeah.
But you don't know what of it to stop first.
I need 20 minutes on the blackboard. Okay.
You have 2 and none!
You've got 50 feet of
So-
elk movement.
50 feet of elk movement. Alright, so assuming I'm on basically where the elk is,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can peer through the crystal and curving it around like a bullet in that bad film about assassins.
Yes.
Bad film.
I want to see if I can mind sliver Rexala,
Okay.
which is 15 intelligence save.
Turns out she already had a really big headache, and this was just the like.
She failed.
Ooh.
Amazing.
She fails. Yeah.
Oh.
Correct. So she's softened up now.
Okay, how much
And
damage?
that is 4 damage.
4
Get
damage.
wrecked.
Okay.
dies.
So
So,
Has commoner HP.
not Milia staggers like for a few moments and you like shoot her with your sort of like crystal infused powers. And she, like, as she staggers and kind of rights herself and pulls her hand away from her head, she looks through the crystal shard to see you on Dryadia's back. And even though, like, she's distorted, you can see that these 2 pitless, like, black eyes are focused intently on you.
Hello.
Anything else, Galena?
No, I'm good. I'm just
Okay.
sit on this elk and see where life takes me.
In which case, we will backtrack to the other two Tamari, Dryadia.
Okay, I'm ignoring the Tamari and I'm gonna just plow on and use my full movement to get as close to Coroloro as physically possible.
Okay. So as you go, then it makes an attack against you for
Yes.
15 to hit.
Yes, it hits.
Uh,
Oh no! Wait, hang on. No, wait. No,
You're an
yeah,
elk.
it does hit. Yeah, I'm an elf.
You've
Yes,
got
it does
Bark's,
hit.
You've got Bark's skin up, I believe.
Have I still got boxing? Does that like?
How long does it last?
It's an hour.
Yeah, so you'll have Bark's skin up.
Okay. Does that still?
Let's go.
Yeah. Is that fine? Okay, then
Yeah.
no, it doesn't hit.
Okay.
So okay.
So
Goodbye, Tamari. So I can get, I think. Oh my gosh, it's too small. Yeah, 50 feet. I can get up there. I can get up there nicely. And obviously, Galena comes too.
okay. So as you gallop, you gallop up to this smaller chunk of shard, and inside it, you can see, kind of curled up in a relatively fetal position, is this godlike creature. And yeah, it's large eyes on the sides of its head, like the eyes are closed, but you can see the eyes are rapidly moving, like it's experiencing an extremely bad dream of sorts, as this mana is being forcibly pulled from it into
Okay.
the crystal in the middle.
I'm going to drop my wild shape at this point because I've got it close.
All right, I just stack it.
I gently wild shape, making sure that Galena does not stack it on the floor.
But despite all your efforts.
And I turn to her briefly and say, "What do I do? How do I get them out?" And then I'm going to use my action to try and figure out a way of getting them out. I put my hand up against the crystal, and I just, can I make a connection? Can I sort of find a way of getting them out of there? I don't know. Floundering.
You're trying to. It sounds like you're trying to commune with Coroloro in some way, right?
Yes, I'm trying to commune with Coroloro, and maybe even like ask them, how do I get you out of here?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Get your butt out of the crystal.
Don't wake
Oh
up.
my gosh. 18.
Oh,
Nat 20.
wow.
-2 for elk.
Oh,
And
you
I was
were-
even
you
off
were
the
out
back of
there.
elk.
Hang on, I'm not an elk anymore.
No, it's a nat 20, so it don't matter.
So that's 20, it's fine.
You're just at the crystal like, oh.
It's
I
fine.
did say I dropped
Spirit.
it.
You got the nat 20. We're all right. Okay.
Oh, whew.
What are you saying to Coroloro as you say this?
Okay, I say, we are here to help you, but we need your help too. We need your strength.
As you say that, your eyes close with your hand pressed against this crystal, and you can feel your skin becoming tingly and numb under the presence of such concentrated mana crystal. And as you open your eyes, you hear an ever so soft from the crystal, and you watch as the eyelids of Coroloro slowly begin to open, revealing pearly-like eyes identical to yours. And whilst Coroloro can't move, its eyes are moving about, almost looking, like investigating the situation it finds itself in. And off the back of a 20, you notice it's like ripples along its fur and muscle as it begins to flex. And you can see the smallest of cracks beginning to appear around its body. Milia.
Cool. Still right in front of me. So, yeah. I am going to.
Davin will save you.
Sure.
No. Stop!
E.
Troy then like runs at it and crits it or something, like knowing Davin.
I am gonna. Just gonna take the dodge action.
Poke it in the eye.
Okay.
Do they have eyes?
They do not. One thing
Poke it in the back of the mouth. Like, what?
visibly missing. You're taking the dodge action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell him Tamari's a condiment, not a creature. Go back to your bottle.
I've pulled out a sort of the jeweled dagger that I've been using before.
Yeah.
But just preparing to dodge.
Okay. Any movement or bonus?
Nope.
Frinka.
Question, Divan. Am I hidden from Milia's Tamari?
With. So you rolled like a 20 something, right? Yes! Yes! On a natty 1, you absolutely are.
Okay, I will shoot it then.
Okay.
But I believe it has cover. So my shot clips, just gets half of it.
That's fine. Just roll for normal.
Alright. Actions. Firearm. Attack with advantage. No critting.
That is a hit.
Wow.
Damage. Okay, let's do plus 3d6. Hit! 28 points of damage.
Oh!
Whoa.
So, Milia, as you pull out this this
Pretty good.
dagger, and you look at it, and the Tamari's just sort of like it's pulled itself back off your shield, having not been able to pierce it, and like its claws open out to. It seemed like it's going to envelop you and just kind of mollusk on you to then start chomping. The bottomless, like the endless void of a mouth that it has on its torso. There's a loud crack, and suddenly blue light emanates from this maw, and you realise that a shot has blown through the back of its torso out of its void-like mouth, and as you get splattered with this kind of like dark purple, blackish ichor, the creature and collapses to the ground and melts into sludge.
That was 4 points from max damage. Not bad.
Nice shot.
Frigga, we'll move. Can I move? Oh,
You can.
Oh, okay. Let's do that, question mark? Or let's do this. Yeah, I like this.
Okay,
That's my turn.
that's your
Bonus
turn.
action hide. Oh, whatever.
Sure. Well, at the end of your turn, as he's got a new one, Atrach
No.
Ah!
will fling a hellfire at Haladradis.
Oh, okay.
She's 20 foot up in the air. It's a 10-foot radius, so it's only going to hit her. She rolls and passes, so she will only take 17 damage. But I believe fly is a concentration.
Yep.
Wow. Well. Big oof. She will take a con save. Okay, so she passes and she rocks back as the flames kind of envelop her. Comstock, you are tussling with a Tamari. Atrach is 30 feet above your head.
Comstock bends at the knees and again triggering his boots to get up to Atrach's height. I'm going to use my bonus action first because he damaged an ally, so I get a attack with unwavering mark with advantage.
Okay. Oh, Haladradis is an ally now, is she?
I mean, she's attack, like ally in the loosest sense. 24.
That's a hit.
So he takes damage equal, in addition, of my fighter level. So he takes, is including my fighter, half my fighter level, sorry. So take 2 off of that.
Okay, so 9.
9 damage, yeah.
Okay.
And then he'll swing twice more
Yes.
for 13.
Yes.
That hit.
No.
No, you said yes. And 21
That is a hit.
for 9 damage.
Okay. So what does this look like if you're bouncing up in the air?
So he bounces, and I imagine that the first slash is sort of on his way up.
Yeah.
And as he comes down, he's obviously fumbles with the first one, but then manages to, like, I imagine, clip him as he sort of slides past him. I want to, actually, because I can shove him as an action for attacking on Shield Master. So I want to make a shove to basically pull him 5 feet down with me.
Okay. In which case, as you jump up and like he's utterly distracted, like his eyes are wide looking at Haladradis, and he's like bellowing with laughter as she like screams in pain as the
Suddenly
hellfire
there's a
leaps
Comstock
across her.
next to him, like, boom.
And as you slash him once and twice, you as you land, like you land down to the ground because it kind of rocks him away a little bit. And then there's a moment where he like stops and looks down at you from up on high, and then and like the flames around his hand begin to flare up larger as he goes to retaliate. Actually, he will immediately retaliate with Fiendish Rebuke. So Comstock, please make me a Constitution roll first as you come hurtling down to earth.
19.
Okay, you take half of 13, so 6 necrotic damage as the flames lick out back at you. And as you land on the ground, and he rocks, he's looking at you, and like the flames around his hand begin to flicker in and out, like they're misfiring, like they're beginning to putter. And and you notice that the wings on his back are flickering. And as he begins to panic, and like his wings start flapping erratically in an attempt to correct himself, and he sort of like very awkwardly falls to ground and lands with a crash about 10 feet away from you, between you and the crystal. And you watch as the flames disappear.
To keep you honest, and I know it's stupid, but I'm guessing technically I left the Tamari's threat range by jumping up in the air.
Yeah, sure. What as well? There's a claw attack for 22.
That's a hit. Yeah.
For
Don't forget about Bane.
6 damage. Thank you very much. It's actually an 18.
18 is just my armor class, so
Okay.
Oh,
No,
That's right.
almost
Good try.
hashtag Bane.
That is fine.
Atrach lands with a crumple to the ground. And as he, like, you can see like motes of kind of green fiery light trying to emanate from his shoulder blades, but it's just not working. And he looks to you for a moment, breathing heavily.
Looks like the dragons have abandoned you, Atrach.
He looks up at you, and blood spills out of his maw and down his top. And as he places his hands on his torso across the long slice that you've delivered to him, and he looks up and,
No, I've tried. I've worked so hard for this.
and he looks weakly over his shoulder.
I won't lose. Not when I have help.
And he's looking over at Urixala, and he notices, as you do as well, Comstock, that Urixala is looking towards Dryadia and Galena, and she turns her head back to look at Atrach. And Comstock, well, you all see Urixala's face turn into a sneer, like a smirking sneer. And she vanishes.
Okay.
Oh no.
oh no.
That's good. She's gone. We defeated her.
And you hear a cracking of glass as she rematerializes inside the crystal.
No.
Uh-oh.
And in your
No.
mind you hear, "Thank you, Atrach, for this gift." And as Atrach looks up, he turns his back to you and he staggers a few steps back until he's alongside you, Comstock, and,
What are you doing? No, Mavania's in there!
and the cracking gets louder and louder as the light of the crystal begins to dim at a rapid rate as Urixala begins siphoning it all into herself.
Oh.
And in a flash of light and a cacophonous crashing, the mana crystal explodes.
Oh. Ah!
As you're all blown back and darkness overcomes you, you're all awoken to the sounds of ringings in your ears, your backs and sides aching from the force with which you've been thrown to the ground. And as you open your eyes, you're blinded by natural light, by the sky. And looking around, you realize that the walls of the tower have been utterly blown away. And you feel a chill that immediately seeps into your bones, and you recognize it to be the chill of altitude. And looming over the shattered fragments of the mana crystal is a large serpentine dragon. her form studded with blue and magenta mana crystals, her form thrumming with arcane power. And as she looks down to you, scattered about as you are, she smiles. Thank you for this gift. Let's grab a quick break.
Where is
Oh,
that
I
track?
need a nervous wee.
I've already had one.